Hey, good morning, disciples. Had a little snafu there at the start. Had to kind of reconorder the machinery around here. Did a quick reboot, got everything going, and we're back live with you this morning. Good morning. It's goddamn the devil and coffee with Big Addison. That's me. And this is where we gather every morning, Monday through Friday, to talk for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, hopefully. And we start out every morning by putting the devil on the run. So, need to find your coffee. Are you all ready? Here we go. God damn the devil and his cohorts to hell, death, and destruction in the lake of fire. And may we all be there to witness it and cheer it on as he sinks into that fiery brimstone. That son of a gun, Satan. All right. Well, we got them on the run. It's where we like to have them. Start the whole day that way. We ask the Lord to use us in some way today to advance His will. All right. Let's earn some eternal rewards today. Let's drink to that. Mm. All righty. All righty. All righty. So what's happening? You know, I'm going to have to start opening this up to a kind of a new way of looking at things here on the morning show. I could go for about 3 months, I think, with uh, these intriguing, fun little facts that you never heard about in the Bible in all your years, because I have about 100 websites, so I could go one by one, and and we're going to hit a couple again this morning. But I'm thinking, in order to make this much more fun and interesting and timely, that I might start taking you on my rounds every morning as I start the day off looking for what is happening around the world that shows us the signs of the times that we are living in and the advancing of the day of Jesus Christ's return. Uh, That's what the news is for, man. That's what I use it for. But I watch it. I have it on my house 24 hours a day because it's watching prophecy roll out in real time, folks. That's what the news is. Uh, I've been doing that for a long time, and it's getting more and more exciting every single day now. It's just unbelievable how the whole world is on fire, and that how close we're getting to the return of Christ. And I'm going to suggest that you all get a fire under you uh, to get out there and do some discipling because that's what you're here for. And there's not much time left. And you need to bank eternal rewards in your heavenly 401k program. Forget the prosperity doctrine here on earth. That ain't for shit. Oh, pardon me. That ain't for. That's ridiculous nonsense. All right. Your wealth is in heaven. God said to store your treasures where your heart is. All right. And that's in eternity, not here on this miserable planet that's about to be turned into dust and made over again. Not about. We got a few years left on that one, but we're heading that way. But what is about is Jesus coming back, setting foot on earth, and that period of grace shortened considerably. Uh, once he starts, once he starts his dealio, I don't know how much opportunity grace is going to give people on the planet anymore. But it's here now, so get out there and share that. Let people know it's a free gift, and they better take it now. Anyway, boy, I rambled. So let's take a look around. I got a couple things set up here today that I been kind of on my mind. Let me share. Let me share what's happening here. What's happening here? Go away. Oh my gosh. I don't know what's going on with my. There we go. All right, I'm back. Sharing. I want to take you over to and talk about, again, the pre-trib rapture theory. I guess I just been in the last 24 hours, I've just seen so much about this on Facebook and everywhere else I look. People telling me about how the pre-tribulation rapture is going to happen any second now because, they see it too. They see all hell breaking loose all over the planet. And, they're getting nervous because all hell, can't break out until we're taken away. So they're all the pre-trib rapture community, which is I don't know, 80-90% of modern day Christianity, all believe in that. 10-20% don't give a darn, don't think about these things, or maybe I don't know how correct those numbers are, but I can tell you they're up there. Anyway, so the pre-trib rapture, everybody's getting nervous because all their stupid theories are crumbling apart right now. And they're having to create new ones on the fly to explain why we're still here and that what we're seeing all around is not tribulation, not the great tribulation. They don't consider hundreds of millions of Jews and Christians being slaughtered over the decades and to this very day. And right now, as we speak, right now, as I'm talking to you, Jews and Christians are being murdered, slaughtered, families in front of their children, et cetera, et cetera. The most horrific, diabolical, evil practices are going on. And you're going to tell those people, those victims, that they're not part of the great wrath, because the great wrath is going to be so much worse than what's happening now. Well, that's all bullspit. You heard me. All right, back to pre-trib. So the pre-trib rapture, let me just kind of go through it with you. This is pre-trib rapture, pre-trib-rapture.com. All right, just like it says right here. So admit it, Christian. With the wars raging in Israel now, you're expecting the pre-tribulation rapture to occur at any minute so the great tribulation can start. And the man of sin can come onto the scene, right? The Antichrist. Well, if you've been watching, you all know that is a whole bunch of bullspit. All right. But back to the rapture. We spent the last couple of episodes on the Antichrist. You can go and watch them. You can go to nametheantichrist.com to hear all about it if you haven't been paying attention or been watching or you're new. Okay. So with the wars raging in Israel, everybody's getting really nervous. All right. Because wars aren't supposed to be happening while we're still here. What the heck, Lord? Anyway, that's what the preachers have been preaching for decades. And right now they're all getting nervous and they're talking about filling in and trying to figure out what the heck is going on because they're just so sure that what's going to happen, like this video I'm about to show you, is that at any second, at any moment, because, we don't know the day and the hour the Lord's going to return, right? Wrong. That's all bullshit too, and we've been talking about that. But they're so sure that any second the rapture is going to happen, and this is what it's going to look like. Let me show you.
When the rapture occurs, the world will capture the moment. Cell phones, security cameras, law enforcement body cams, doorbell cams, and more will all bear video record of the great disappearance.
Uh-oh. What?
The world will reel with concern from watching the strange, mind-boggling, and unbelievable video footage that goes viral across the globe. People vanish before their eyes, and all caught on camera. This event won't be science fiction, conspiracy theory, or mindless speculation. When Christ comes for his people, it will be in the twinkling of an eye. Between the resurrected dead and the rapture, billions of people will exit this planet in an instant, but billions will be left behind. It will be chaos on our globe, but incredible, glorious joy in the skies. This is the rapture, the great disappearance. It is vital to know what the Bible says about this coming day. The next event on God's prophetic agenda for the earth. Are you ready?
The great disappearance happened, I guess, right before the great rapture. Anyway, better stop that. Whoops, I don't know where I went. I clicked on something. Hold on, better come back to you so I know I'm talking to you here. Woo! Wow, that was scary. So, of course, as we've been talking about the pre-tribulation rapture, is bullshit. And when the rapture happens, it's not going to happen nothing like that. And we've already talked about that. I don't want to get too far into it because I'm going to kind of move on to another subject that's related here. But let me get back, see if I can find my way back to where I was. Share. Yeah. So following here, you can, learn about the rapture delusion that is happening live in real time right now, folks. The whole church world is making excuses and they're trying to get everybody ready for this pre-trib rapture, which has to happen here any second, because if this goes on much longer, their whole case is just thrown right out, which is definitely is going to happen. And now we have a whole world starting to, and will soon be a whole world in Christianity that is soon going to be, if they're not already, questioning everything they ever heard about Christianity, because this is what they ever heard. I've been listening to this bull crap my whole life about the pre-tribulation rapture. So people are going to be disenchanted because they're going to think it was all crap. They're not going to believe any of it anymore. And that's the harm about listening to all these false doctrines and teachers, which of course was Satan's plan. But at any rate, so as I kind of talking about here, I believed and I preached the pre-tribulation rapture for 30 years, maybe longer. And I was really good at it. I knew the whole pre-tribulation rapture story as good as anybody. Excuse me. And I could preach it really well. And I had people believing, because I believed it. So 30 years before learning differently, I know how dug in believers are too. I know because I spent the last 14 years on the internet trying to show them the truth. And I haven't made many friends doing it. This website is going to avoid all the arguments right up front and give interested parties something completely different to consider in regards to the timing of the rapture. So here we go. For this quick point, it matters not if your position on the rapture, second coming, or the great tribulation is pre-trib, mid-trib, or post-trib. Why? Because as it is written, there are still 5 prophecies that must occur. Well, I need to update that. There are less. There are a lot of little prophecies that surround the main 5. So I don't go into the weeds of all the little ones, but we're looking at the top 5 here. And the reason why we don't have to worry about pre-trib, mid-trib, or post-trib is because Christ cannot come until these things occur. So you need to stop worrying about him coming immediately, because it ain't going to happen. All right, so that's the first thing to throw right out. We've been talking about Iran. That's the number 1 on the list. And so this list is the same as it's over on exitsigns.com, exitsigns.com. I use the same list here just to go over, the fallacy of the pre-tribulation, to show them what is all coming ahead. But just to talk to my folks here who know about this, Uh, I mentioned, I think yesterday, day before, when we were talking about Iran, about the last big play uh, that they're going to make on the prophecy world, because they've been dealt with. God dealt with them. It was prophesized, and it went right down. Bam, 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 bam. It said he would destroy their arrows. Of course, the missiles, none of them worked. Coming into Israel, we watched them as they'd send 300 at a time, and every one of them was picked off in the sky before they got to Israel. It was predicted that the chief of their might would be destroyed, and that, of course, is their nuclear facilities. And now they've been and are being rendered kind of on the sidelines. Big changes are happening over there. The people are going to gain some control. Iran's going to, they're going to keep I believe, the hierarchy there. It's just going to be kind of in the shadow. I don't know exactly how it's going to work out, but Iran is not going to be turned into a Christian country. I can tell you that. And they're going to have a big play at the end. And one of them is right here. Long story short, Babylon. Wow. Mystery Babylon, the great mother of harlots, is another one of these things we have to get into because it's on the list. That what makes it a mystery is because she's not in ancient Babylon anymore. She has a new location, and she's in Saudi Arabia, and her new throne is Mecca. And I'm going to show you the throne of Satan, Antichrist, the throne of evil, Islam, the eighth beast. And I'm not going to give away what Iran's got to do, but what I'm going to show you here right quick is the throne before we go any further. So watch this. There it is, folks. Wait for it. I haven't told you yet. That symbol above the clock about to light up is the mark of the beast. We'll get on to that. Okay, there it goes. This was the big grand opening of this big new facility at Mecca. And this is built over the top of the Kaaba. You see right down there in the middle, that black little top in the middle of all those lights down there. That's the Kaaba. Now look, that's the crescent moon. Remember that Islam are moon worshippers, the original lunatics. The color of Islam is green. The color of green. The Bible is sick, illness, paleness. It's the green pale horse. The apocalypse. Isn't that spooky? I gotta tell you something. We're going to see, before Jesus comes, we're going to see this whole place literally die. Look at that. That's a whole box of worms I just opened right there, right? Yeah. So there are other things here that have to happen. The eel Nile dries up. Well, it did dry up, so that's off the list. If you go to exercise.com, I keep score with check marks and whatnot of what's happening, what's finished, what's coming. So go over there if you want to go with it real time. But what I wanted to talk about is, the when Christ comes back and on Judgment Day, these pre-trib rapture people are thinking that Christ is coming, he's going to take us all away magically, secretly, which we saw in the video. Poof, we're all gone. We go for 7 years to be trained on war horses, how to ride them, while the while the great tribulation is rolling out on earth. And then we come back with Christ, and Judgment Day comes, and those that were all left on earth are going to hell, right? And then uh, and all the good people that were saved and went up with Jesus for those 7 years are all going to be going to heaven, of course. But I want to talk about hell a little bit. I think I have to go over here real quick. Hold on. Let me just, I don't have much time. In fact, I'm way over time. So I'm gonna get a little tease this morning. Maybe we'll get into hell a little bit more. But let's take a look over here. Where do I got it? 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 Hold on. Shoot fire. I'm gonna cancel that share. 1 second here. Oh, there it is. What's it? Lake Hill. Well, why couldn't I find it? Let me come back here right quick. Oh, come on, Edison. Let's get this. Let's get this work. There it is. There she blows. All right. So this is lakehell.com. And I'm just going to leave with this because it's getting late. But just so you know, I'll just start with this. Heaven and hell are empty. Empty. There's nobody in hell. There's nobody in heaven. Okay, real quick. In fact, I'll talk about this on the next show. They're in holding places, waiting to go to hell and waiting to go to heaven. And we'll talk about that. But what I want to talk about here is hell. I'll just tell you right now that hell is on earth. It's here now. You're looking at it right here in this picture. It's laying dormant and it's waiting to be ignited. And that, my friends, is going to happen before Jesus comes back. We're going to watch and see hell on earth. Well, we can see it now. It's just not flames. Anyway, that day's coming. We can all look forward to that. Those of us that are Christians, real Christians, which are so few, that's going to be the startling moment when the rapture does occur. How many people are going, which is going to be so few, it's going to be mind-boggling. As the days of Noah, right? The whole planet was destroyed except for 8 people. Now, I don't know what the population was back then and how it squares with the population now and what the math is to equal the same variable as 8 people. But I can tell you, it's not billions, it's not millions, it's very few are going to be taken up rapture-wise. All right, well, that's it. We touched on a few things today. Let me come back over here to you guys. I can say goodbye. So, ladies and gentlemen, get out there and do some discipling. Tell me some stories. Come online, get in there in the disciple machine and talk to me. Talk to us. I want to hear about your exploits. I want to hear about you trying to tell people anything that you're hearing here. I assume you're finding it interesting. I'm not getting anybody calling me a liar or the devil yet, which of course will happen and we'll see it, and people will come into the disciple machine and try to disrupt. And they have. I've just gotten rid of them. You just haven't seen it, but it's going to happen. At any rate, God bless them for trying. The stupid mother, fathers, cocker spaniels that they are. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me this morning. You get out there, have a great Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Woo! Tell you what, time goes by because I'm not paying attention to it. I just go by morning, noon, night, sun's up, sun down. Make no difference to me. I just want to keep doing the job, keep discipling, keep earning those eternal rewards, and keep trying to share that blessing with as many as I possibly can. All right. You all have a great day. God bless. And God willing, we'll see you tomorrow.